Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to Valorant news and loads to dive into today. Some more surprising roster news to discuss, especially on the 100 Thieves front, but also many changes potentially being made. Agent bans coming to Valorant. That's a big question mark right now in the professional side. Very much intriguing your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hitting the like button is the best thing you can do. Top the channel reach new people. Please do subscribe as well. If you have not yet already, massive thank you for 6,000 subscribers. Road to 10k as quickly as we possibly can. Thank you very much again. Firstly, this from Valorant. Kind of a surprising, really. This looks like a movie poster. I don't know what this is, what this refers to. It's clearly, I mean, there's a warm-up right here, clearly referring to something going on kind of soon. But yeah, if you guys can try and figure out what this refers to, because it definitely looks like a movie poster. But you know, maybe Riot and Valorant are certainly up to something here over the coming days. This also to mention real quick, there's some questions right now about, you know, when are the agent changes actually going to arrive? Because nothing happened with this most recent patch. So apparently, according to Mike over here, the Yoru rework is happening later this episode, nothing immediately. An agent change is apparently coming after an agent release, as developers, you know, need time to maybe balance Neon right, given the current state of that. So maybe, you know, when Neon gets balanced, if is required, then other things that might potentially happen following on from that one. Let's discuss some roster stuff. Firstly, from Liquid, they're bringing on a Brazilian Game Changers team, so really cool to see. Game Changers has a lot of support this year from Riot, with I'm pretty sure after the season concludes, there's Game Changers tournaments, there's going to be a proper LAN, all this type of good stuff. So congratulations, most certainly. This also then from DRX, as they're called now, but of course, as we know them as the Vision Strikers, of course, recently changed their name to DRX with the acquisition that went through. But they've been making some very interesting changes lately. King, of course, got loaned out from their roster, and Lakia has kind of been one of their substitute players. It's been a strange spot, really, what they actually did last year, but he has been moved to the inactive roster. So they've effectively dropped Lakia from the team and is currently available for new opportunities. He's had a pretty hard time the last several months. There was some talk about you know, the kind of Newturn situation, right? Supposedly he decided to leave Newturn and was looking for opportunities. He went to Vision Strikers and has well, kind of been there or thereabouts, but not really had the opportunity to do all that much in the team, to be honest. And well, he's been moved to the inactive roster now. He's looking for opportunities elsewhere. The fact of the matter is, there's not all that long for him to get a spot right. It feels like he's kind of been screwed over here, really, in a sense that maybe they could have, you know, released him slightly earlier than they have done now, because of course by now a lot of the organizations in North America, in Europe, elsewhere in the Korean region have they've kind of got their teams set in stone, right, and ready to go for the upcoming year. And Lakia might have a difficult time getting on a team. It's interesting, a very strange decision, I think, frankly, to release him this late. Definitely intrigued to your perspective down below on what you think about this one, because it feels like he's just found himself in between a rock and a hard place, frankly, in terms of getting an organization spot for next year. But yeah, Vision Strikers definitely making some interesting roster moves, to say the very least, as of late. This also from 100 Thieves, another very strange decision, really, it seems like. There well, 7 has departed from 100 Thieves, so they've effectively released him from the organization. They don't feel like he's going to be the future of their team, which is quite a big surprise, frankly, because when Steel was initially dropped back in I guess late September time, there was a lot of talk about, okay, 7's going to be their new substitute player, and he could be the next up, right? Well, 16-year-old, I'm pretty sure, maybe 17 now, real potential future talent, and you know, could be one of the ideal guys to try and build a roster into the future. Now, there was some talk that he was going to join T1, but then that talk kind of fell through, and the current situation says that 7 is not going to go to T1 at all. Of course, he would be the type of guy that Steel, as an IGL, would, you know, potentially love to actually bring up and become a fantastic player under Steel's wing, as this Pony guy might do, as we discussed yesterday. So, who knows what happens here with 7, but a very strange decision, right? Because he joins 100 Thieves, never plays a single round of a game at 400 Thieves, and has now been released for the team. So, unless they somehow manage to flip him for more money, I just don't see how this is a worthwhile transaction for them. Kind of surprised, really, because if you're bringing him onto 100 Thieves, you would think that they're thinking, okay, this guy might be the future. Let's at least keep him around for like, you know, 6-12 months, see how it goes. There was some talk maybe a month or so ago that the real feeling within the team was that he wasn't ready for top tier play, therefore they just didn't decide to give him a go. I don't know if he ever got a trial in the top team, in the actual first team they have, but you know, strange decision regardless to release him from the organization. Maybe it's because he has something lined up elsewhere, but and maybe they don't want to hold him to anything, but I'm just not really sure what 100 Thieves are playing at really on this front, and especially because, right, the 7 to T1 move, as was described by Purist at the start of January, is officially off the table. So I don't know where he's going to go. It's certainly a strange one. Let's dive into this then. So this Night Arena Valor Rampage tournament is going on. It's starting in a couple of days' time, and this is one of the first, maybe the second tournament ever that's going to include agent bans. So and this is also like a Riot sanctioned tournament, right? This is a Riot X Nights Arena tournament, as they describe right here in the kind of the Google Doc thing that they've put out as a result of it. Now, this is how they describe the ban. So first official tournament implementing agent bans. With there not being dedicated agent ban process in Valorant, all of this will have to be done manually for each game. So, well, the higher seed chooses whether to ban first or second. The higher seed protects an agent that can't be banned. Lower seed protects an agent that can't be banned. So both teams get to protect 2 agents that can't get banned. And then at the other team, the teams go through and they ban an agent that's going to get banned all series long. So really interesting, right? If you have a really good Jet player, you can protect Jet, the other team can protect something else. And so 4 agents get protected, and then a team comes through and bans an agent that can't be used all series. Very interesting. Is this a good idea? Is this not? It definitely creates another additional complication to the whole compositions the teams have to come up with, and maybe creates you know, some sort of interesting dynamic, right, in terms of agent bans, because of course like League of Legends and stuff like that, there's ban and protect systems that have been in place most certainly. So you know, definitely interesting to see some of the reaction to this. First thing from Vanity, right, protect Brimstone, right, straight up there. Brimstone's got to be protected at all costs. But very interesting what implications this might potentially have, because as Dephh says on the exit side, I thought this is quite an interesting point, that it's kind of like if you ban something, then inherently something else gets better. So if, let's say you protect Jet, right, which I'm sure a lot of organizations, a lot of teams might potentially do. I think it's kind of interesting giving effectively 4 protections before anything gets banned, because a lot of the agents that people like will just get protected anyway, so it might not make the biggest deal. It would be more interesting really if there was like a ban that came through first, right? Maybe both teams get, so you know, 1 ban and then it goes to protecting. Maybe I don't really know how that would work, but it just feels like by the time that 4 agents have been protected, most of the big heavy hitters, right, are going to be protected anyway, so nothing might make too much difference if anything gets banned later on. So I'm not sure how much difference this might potentially make, but of course, as Dephh says, if you ban Viper, Jet becomes therefore like better by default, I suppose, and if you ban Astra, Jet also becomes better, especially because a lot of sure teams would protect Jet in this situation. I guess we'll have to see how this goes, but of course there is some strategy and some dynamic to making this work against playing against some other teams, but I'm not sure this exact format is going to be the best one to make all that much difference. And you know, there was some talk about this, whether it's a good, whether it's a bad idea. As Lothar says, agent bans in current Val esports system is a terrible idea. The quality of macro play in the scene is rather low. This will only hurt teams that actually want to have a playbook practiced. It's way too early for us to have bans, right? Because I guess that's a fair point. If you know, you've got actual like playbooks and strat books and stuff like this, and all of a sudden everything gets thrown out of whack when the other team bans a certain agent. And as well, 6 says ban Viper and Sova. Half the map pool is unplayable, especially Viper on Icebox and Breeze. I agree, not enough agents, and it probably will never be a good idea. Easier in LoL, for example, because the map is always the same. That's a fair point, right? On certain maps, you need certain agents to actually make it playable, right, for the attack or the defense. So, you know, maybe if you actually have agent bans, it could really throw a wrench in things. But it may be good to give it a go and see how it works, right? Especially in this format, where maybe it might not have all that much of an impact. Wanted to mention this as well, because the EMEA closed qualifiers are, of course, going to go on in just a few days' time to see which teams make it all the way to Challengers, right? 12 teams, of course, in Challengers, and well, we've got 4 teams already invited to the closed qualifier in Europe, the Turkish region, and the CIS side as well. Another 4 teams will join all these teams, I'm pretty sure, from the open qualifiers that are starting today, I think. And, you know, for example, Guild is in the open qualifiers because they made a lot of roster changes. Now, I believe that things might be different in the North American side, just because the 4 teams, of course, that were at Champions, Ascend, Fnatic, Gambit, and Liquid, those 4 teams automatically qualify for Challengers, and then the teams that make it out the closed qualifier will then join them in the Challenger side. I'm not sure it's the same in North America. I guess we haven't had quite the opportunity to find out as of yet. If you guys know 100%, do let us know in the comment section below, because I think Ye was talking about that. I'm pretty sure that even the teams from Challengers from North America go into the closed qualifier to qualify out against the open bracket teams. I don't think they get the automatically go through to Challengers. So I guess we'll see. But I think European teams might have something of an advantage in that sense. At least these 4 organizations, of course, that are moving on to Challengers straight away. And just to finish off with a couple of very interesting things, this organization, Crew, there's been some talk about that they might be the next up team in the North American region, because they played an NSG tournament last night. They won it in the grand finals, and I'm pretty sure their map count over the last 31 series they played is something like 51 in 6, and they've won 31 series in a row, which is quite remarkable. And I mean, it was a crazy clutch, honestly, that was made. I'll share the clip for you guys here in just a couple of seconds to win this one. But to get a lot of people saying, look, these guys going to be really exciting when they do get into, of course, the open qualifier, see how things go, right, to try and get into Challengers, see if they can put up a fight, because as of late, they've been looking very strong indeed. Congratulations on the victory yesterday. And just to finish off with this funny clip I saw of this lad playing Valorant, like, I've never seen anyone do this in my life. I've no idea how this is even possible, but yeah, I guess this guy makes it work. The spread your wings and fly type mouth household going on. But very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit in the like button, tells the YouTube gods this is a good video, and it's like you should see it as well, and help grow the competitive Valorant community. Thank you for watching as always, take care, and I will see you next time.
Elbow, Butt Fiend is there. Holds it down, Pancakes, good timing. Yes, he gets the headshot. He can't get the plant still, 15 seconds remaining. Trying to stop them, Gucci in the back of the site. Gets the headshot, the spike, not gonna be planted yet. Venture takes on Gucci though. It's up to Pancakes, at the plant! And Pancakes launches it! Akru, they force snap free! We're going to iSpot for the grand final.
Wow.